Hey guys, welcome back to No Creek Farms. I'm Mighty Mike. Very exciting episode today. Hope you stick around and watch the whole thing for me. Don't worry about giving me a like or subscribing or anything like that. Just watch the whole episode. I'd surely appreciate it. Got that contract crew in here and they are working away. You can see here the field has been baled already. And he's down there collecting the bales. Hopefully as soon as he's done with that, he'll run them up to the barn. I've already shown him where they go. So this is their truck here. They had, this pulls the trailer. The blue tractor down there has this nice New Holland baler. They have really clean equipment, new equipment. So it's a pretty legit looking crew here. May end up having to use them again in the future. They have another tractor in the fields down across the way over there that is working on windrowing for us. So I'm driving their truck around right now. They gave it to me to run around and check on their progress. So let's run over here and check on this guy. And I think he needs to be reset up, moved to the next field. I think they're just waiting on me to get over there and tell them where to work. Oh yeah, yep, he's done. Check that out. Very good. Let me open up this gate here and get through with the truck. Definitely don't want to scratch up the truck. Just gonna park it right here for now. Let me hop in a very nice looking John Deere tractor. They have this Lely hibiscus windrower. The only thing, this is not their fault, but it's so bumpy in some of the places, and this windrow, it's kind of wide. You see it misses some spots. Totally not their fault. It's just the land. This windrow is probably just a little bit too big for the unevenness of my farm. That's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy moved over here and get him set up. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and go download the newest version of Courseplay. There is a nice feature in there now that allows you to collect and load bales, and that's what I'm using in this episode. I also have done a tutorial on how to use it and set it up. So if you don't pick up on it, and even if you do pick up on it in this episode, go watch my tutorial. And again, just watch it. Don't worry about giving me a like or subscribing. By all means, you can. But I just want you to watch the tutorial. Okay, so pretty easy to do. I have this field here. Now, I wasn't planning on doing this when I mowed the field, but I did not save the course. Kind of a mistake on my part, but that's no big deal because I can fix that now. It'll be a little bit weird. There's two things you can do at this point. This is not a defined field, so either I can detach from the windrower and just drive around the field like that, or I'll just drive around with a windrower and just make the course that way. He'll run the course again, pull the windrow in a little bit, no big deal. So first thing I'll do, go to Courseplay, we're going to start recording. And while I'm recording, might as well go ahead and pick up the hay. While I'm rolling around this field here, I do want to thank you if you are a current subscriber. I really appreciate that, and it means the world to me. Had some pretty decent growth here on the channel here lately, and that's very exciting. There's a couple trees in some of these fields, like this one here and this next one. Take out a couple trees and it would really open up the space. I didn't want to weave around trees trying to do this hay work, but it wouldn't take much to really open up some more area. But I did not do that this go around, and maybe something I'll look at in the future. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how things go. As you can see, I'm just rolling around the field. It doesn't have to be perfect, because my main concern at this point is just getting the windrow to get all the hay up. And what'll end up happening when it comes back around, it'll actually pull that row in a little bit, and then that'll basically be the edge of the field where it's making the windrow. So kind of good that I'm getting it away from the trees a little bit. Gives a little bit of a buffer. And like I said, you could just drive around the edge of the field with just the tractor, and it would work just as well. I figure I might as well just do this, and that'll ensure I can get everything pulled in and not have any issues with the hired workers. We're almost back around this field here. Oh, hit the tree. But that's okay, because I'm out away from it. Next pass, be good to go. Biggest thing to remember when using this mode in your grass work, and I also mentioned this in my tutorial video, is make sure you save your courses. Because if you don't save your courses, it's not going to work out. Interesting to see if that guy's made it back to the barn yet with a load of hay. I have to go check on him pretty quick. Okay, I got the course around the field. I'm going to stop and I will save this. So we'll do field 2 southwest of farm. Kind of hard to keep these windrow. Well, actually, that's just the course. Okay, so now what I'll do, we're going to do a course generation. We got our loaded field here, currently loaded course. I'm going to do 2 headlands. Clockwise is good, start's good. I'll drop my working width down just a little bit so I get just a smidge of overlap. We'll start it at the first waypoint. I don't know where that's right there, it looks like. Oh, I did something wrong. Did something wrong. I need to do something here. Course generation, I need to do start on the up-down rows. Have to load in the course again. Field 2, load it in. Force generation. I don't know why it does this. Everything looks pretty good. 2 around. Generate the course. Very important to start on your up-down rows. That way, when you get to your baling, you're going to end up using the same course as this windrow. And it'll start inside the field, make your bales, and then hit the headlands last. And then that way, it reduces the chance of running into bales. Alright, well this guy's rolling along here. I think that'll work out just fine. He's going to hit these up-down rows and then come around the edges and clean it up on the headlands. Well, let's jump back over and let's see if we can find where our helper is here. It looks like he's still working here. Let's jump over and see. Oh yeah, he's rolling along, picking up bales. How about that? I wonder, has he... No, there's no way he's went to the barn yet, but it looks like he's almost ready to do so. Let's just hang out with him here for a second. Now this mode in Courseplay actually just locates the bales in the field. It's not using an actual course to drive. It just knows where the bales are and runs around and picks them up. Alright, he has hit his last bale there. So now he should head back up, avoiding the bales. And he'll hit the course up here and drive over to the barn. And I'm not driving, as you can see here. We have a driver running Courseplay. I'll leave that up just to prove I'm not doing this. I do have a path set up here. We'll show you here. Here's the course. Now he's on the course back to the barn. And if all goes well, he'll drop the bales into the barn. When he gets up to the barn here, he should stop a little bit short. He'll stop short and unload the bales onto the trailer and then pull on through the trigger point. How about that? How about that? Back to the field he goes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, well I'm going to let him do what he needs to do. I'm going to go back over here and check on the windrower. As you can see, he's working fairly quickly on the up-down rows. Won't take too long to do this entire field. Alright, well I'm going to actually And there he goes here. The tractor's heading back. Once he gets back to the field over here, we get back onto the bale collection. He goes into the mode. Now, one thing I'm concerned about is the you can see where he's at, the grass is a little different color, and this is actually a field that's been plowed up, planted with grass. It's part of the map, and I have it set up as field 30. When I scanned it, it's not a field on the map. There's no field number, but I got the edges of it and named it field 30 in course play. And he's doing pretty good picking up the bales. Now, they are not picking up the bales on the other side over there. A limitation of this mode, that it's only going to pick up the bales that are within a defined field, even though the course goes over there through the just the grass area. So I had never tested that before this episode. So you got a little learning activity with me, but I think that's what's going to happen. So in the other two fields that are being baled or raked and will end up being baled, I may have to jump in and do some loading myself. So this won't quite be as automated as I thought it would be, but we will see what happens here. After he gets done running through this field, I'll be interested to see if it starts going over into the, out of the boundary of the field. So while this is going on, I'm going to jump into one of my tractors actually and get some baling done while this guy's picking up these bales, and just try to get ahead of them and try and hopefully get this done today. Well, I thought it kind of fitting to use the Ford for this job, since I do have the New Holland baler. So in order to set up your baling for this operation, it's pretty easy. The whole point of saving the windrow course comes into play. Bring up course play. Oop, do field work. We're going to copy. This was a field southwest of farm windrow. We'll bring that up, load it, and we'll just start it at the first waypoint and drive the course. Oh, and I think this course I'm going to have to, well, we'll see what happens here. He may find his way right over the big pile. Oh, he did it. Good. So he'll come around to this first waypoint here and start driving, following along, following the same path that the windrow went. Wow, why is he going so fast? What's going on here? Something ain't right. Yeah, I guess he's just moving along. It must just be them short rows. He's trying to accelerate through them. But yeah, so he'll follow along. And he's going to miss some spots. But for the most part, They do a pretty good job. Well, it looks like the windrow is here on coming around, almost done. It looks like it's on its first pass of the headland. It's easing along. Oh, looks like the trailer has gone to the barn. Let's jump over here. Yeah, on his way back. Let's see what happens here, because I'm curious to see if it will finish up on that side. I don't think it's going to do it. I guess there are still some bales left over here. Not sure if those bales over there, it doesn't look like it's in the field bound, so that looks like the last bale in the field. So I think he's probably going to run up here and take it to the barn and then call it a day. If he jumps on the course up here, I'll just stop him and do it myself. I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to come up here and try to go deliver this one bale. I do like their New Holland. What was nice is they had turf tires on all of their machines, so don't tear up the grass. Yep, he's going to jump on the course and try to deliver it. So I'm going to stop him there. And I'm just going to pick up the rest of these myself. So it's a really cool mode, especially if you're using it in a field. And that's something that, you know, like this side would just need to be plowed up and made into a field. And it would have worked just fine. It doesn't appear it's going to pick up the bales that are just out in the grassy areas on the map. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, be sure to watch my demo video tutorial. It goes from mowing to hauling. Every step you need to do to be successful. And there's some differences too if you're using one of the mechanical load trailers that actually pick up the bales and drop them onto the trailer, and then you either set them off of the trailer or push them off. Some things you have to do a little different, so definitely be sure to go check that video out after you watch this one. Alright, so he's full. I'll get up here out of the way and I'll just let him go take these for me. I can just pull up as the course is still loaded. I can just have them start at the first waypoint. And off he goes. Ran up here to the barn just to get an overhead view of how he is doing. Got a nice stack of hay there in the barn. Looks like the windrow tractor is done. Awesome, that's so cool. Check and see how many bales I have so far. 104. That's pretty good. Okay, so since there's no field over here, I'm pretty sure it's not going to work. So I'm just going to do the loading myself here on the bales. So soon as I turn it on. It is nice driving one of these new tractors though. I like this one. I have to save up a few years and get one. Be a nice addition to the farm. Uh-oh, we have an issue. We have an issue. I see the issue. Let me shut down this real quick. Get over here to this fella, because I believe he's on a bale. Yep. He's on a bale. About only one way to fix this here. Do a little super strength action there. Going through. That does happen from time to time. It has been suggested to me that a bale pusher on the front of the tractor may actually prevent that from happening. I do agree. That was a really good idea, and maybe something I try next time. Now I could set up a course to have this guy run back and forth to drop it off, but it's not very far up that way to the barn, so I'll just probably do it myself. Filling up that barn. There's a whole lot of hay. I do plan on selling some of it. My biggest concern was just getting it in the barn later on this year as the weather gets cooler and folks are in need of hay for their animals. I believe the price will be a little bit better, and I'll be able to get a little bit more for it. Not a whole lot more, but every little bit helps. But yeah, it's just a matter of picking up these bales now. The baler will run around and do its thing. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and work on this. Get these bales picked up and put away. And I'll wrap this up here in a second when we get all done. Figure out how many bales we ended up with. And send off the crew. See you in a bit. Well, alright, I'm on the last load here, picking up bales. The barn is nearly slap full. It's been a very productive day. Got a lot of hay in the barn. Contractors did very well. Was able to do most all the work for me, other than just having to pick up the bales here in these non-field areas. But that's okay. Learned a little bit more about this mode in course play today, so that was good. And hopefully you did too. Alright, this is the last bale, I believe. Unless some has rolled down into the bushes. You can see it's getting a little bit later in the day here. It didn't take too long. Everything went pretty quick. I have enjoyed driving this John Deere. Both the tractors, the John Deere and the New Holland, were a lot smoother than what I have currently. It gives me something to shoot for here on the farm. Let's just see how many put it in the barn here. 341. Not too bad. That is a lot of hay. A million, almost 1.4 million liters. That's amazing. And I had already sold everything on the field that furthest field down that way. So a whole lot of hay harvesting here on No Creek Farms. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And if you want to know more about the course play feature for baling, wrapping, and loading, check out my tutorial. It'll be coming up here on the screen very shortly. But I do appreciate you watching. I sure hope you come back in my next video. Tell your friends about me. Spread the word. Help me grow. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks so much. I hope each and every one of you have a blessed day.